How you doing?
Fine.
Introduce yourself, let the people know who you are.
Scott Rosenblum.
Yeah. Now your name is almost like a iconic name in the St. Louis court system. How did you gain this? I guess the start in the court system.
Well, I know whether I would say I gained stardom, but I've been trying cases for 38 years, and I think I've been doing it very successfully from a lot of hard work. And some of those cases get notoriety, so the cases are more. I get notoriety, and as a result, I've become somewhat of a well-known person, mostly because of my cases.
Yeah, you didn't cover some huge cases. You didn't cover some huge, public figures in St. Louis, like including Nellie, Marshall Falk, and I believe
The governor.
The governor, yes, and Leonard Little.
Stephen, the county executive, Steve Stanger.
Oh yeah, you got
I've done a few.
Yes, you got an extensive list of clients that you served throughout the country, not just in St. Louis. When it comes to cases, does a lawyer actually win a case, or would I say lose a case? Because I know the client may want a certain result, but you try to get, I guess, the closest to that result as you can, if I'm not mistaken. Or they expect a certain
I don't think there's a cookie cutter answer to that. I mean, some cases are tried, and of course you try to obtain the best result, which is not guilty. Sometimes you get a lesser included. Sometimes if the case looks like it should not be tried because of the evidence, then you try to work out the best result. That's generally our goal. I mean, we start with a hierarchy of goals. I defend facts more than people, so obviously most people don't want to go to jail. No one wants to go to jail, so our primary goal is to keep the client out of jail. And then obviously if the way to do that is to go to trial, that's what we do. I've tried over probably 450 jury trials now. My last one was 3 weeks ago, a triple homicide. Got not guilty all across the board. The client was very happy.
Sure he was.
I'm sure he was.
Have you ever had a case where you felt like, hey, where you declined because you didn't want to represent the guy?
I have, and it has nothing necessarily to do with the facts. There was a case involving horrible child abuse on a 4-year-old child, really bad. And just at the time, I had 4-year-old triplets. So it just didn't feel like that was a case I should be doing at that time. Not that I didn't think the individual needed the best representation he could have received, and that was many years ago when my kids were 4, but it just didn't strike me at the time. It doesn't happen often. When I chose to do criminal defense and defend people, I don't necessarily just pick winners or pick pleasant cases. I mean, I believe in what I do. I believe in being the last link in the constitutional chain of protection that any of us have against the government. And sometimes you have to defend the worst to protect all of us.
Have you ever lost a case, or have you ever had a case where you didn't get the results, or didn't get the results that the client was looking for?
Sure. I mean, I've tried over 450 jury trials. I haven't won all of them. I've won quite a few, but I have not won all of them. And what I find is that the client sees that you're fighting and doing everything you can. They may not be happy with the result, but they're not unhappy with me. It's only when they don't feel that they were represented correctly. Unfortunately, I haven't had that experience often. Obviously, sometimes a client's just not going to be happy about anything because they lost, but that happens. I mean, it's 12 people. That's why that's why some people choose not to go to a jury trial. A lot of my clients choose to go to jury trials because that's what I do, and I do it well.
Have you ever been threatened by a client?
Have I ever been threatened? Mm-hmm. Knock on wood, I haven't had many problems in that area. Interestingly enough, the only time I've had any sort of real threat was from somebody that was rather notorious that I could not represent because I was already representing somebody in his case, and he got upset because he couldn't have me, so he decided to threaten me.
So you can't do that, like have
No, that would have been a conflict.
Okay. Let me go back to what you said about the triple homicide verdict. You said he's not guilty. I seen like a news clip and a news article where it had like a statement in there where it said, if you find a body at your house, call Jim Bennett, but if you put the body there, call Scott Rosenblum. How do you feel about that statement?
I mean, I think it's humorous. I guess it's some sort of a compliment. I don't know. I would say I'd qualify for either event if you find it or put it. So I don't think I should be excluded to either one.
And you've been, I guess, honored for your services as far as the St. Louis Lawyer of the Year.
White collar, I think, white collar lawyer of the year, also general practice criminal defense lawyer of the year, and that's from the best lawyers, I suppose. Yeah. Missouri Icon.
Yeah.
That's just a question of being old.
Even throughout, I think you got one of the top lawyers in the nation, also organization for that.
Yep.
So I don't know if you're familiar with like the younger music scene. As far as like the Pooh Shiesties or the NBA YoungBoy, there are two popular rappers in today's world, and they're right now incarcerated due to gun charges. One of them is both of them got federal gun charges, and one of the other ones have federal robbery charge, and both are being denied their bond.
So they're being detained without bond in the federal system.
Yes.
So in the federal system, it's different than the state system. In the state system, we frequently see most cases get granted a bail. Now, so often you can't make it if it's too high, especially on a homicide. There's some cases where, because of factors, they don't get a bail at all. But in the federal system, typically, if the government moves for detention and a magistrate judge determines that there's no factors that can secure that this individual is not a danger to himself or the community, or that he will not be a danger to flee, then they can hold him without bond. So that sounds like what's happening. They'll be detained until they go to trial.
Yeah, I believe.
Are they local?
No, national, not locally here, but I guess nationally within the states.
Where are they locked up?
One, I believe both are in Florida. If I'm not mistaken, I know one for sure is in Florida.
I know some of the young musicians. Not.
Have you ever represented outside of Nelly? I see you represented Nelly.
Yeah. I represented years ago Cypress Hill. Some of the people in Cypress Hill. I represented Chingy.
Okay.
I represented some other ones. I don't.
Can't remember. So many.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the young man. Let's just say a local artist here in St. Louis wants you to represent them for a similar case, and with the young man in their cases, the social media platforms were used against them. Let's say if the client comes to you, they got a gun charge, a drug charge, but it wasn't caught on that person. It just, said traffic stop and it just happened to get caught. But police is trying, or the prosecutor, whoever, is trying to use the evidence from their social media platforms to pin it against them.
There's social media that they show them with guns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they're obviously convicted felons.
Mm-hmm.
And so it would depend. I mean, first of all, are they trying to establish that the gun on their social media was the gun that was found in the car?
Yes.
Can they have somebody identify that? Because a gun on social media doesn't, unless somebody's going to say it was an operable gun, doesn't really prove anything. They could be in a music video with just, fake weapons. I don't think BB guns right now look as real as Rugers.
Yes, it does. I think you got a young man, I think Tamir Rice.
Mm-hmm.
Tamir Rice, at least years ago, was killed by a cop. I think he had a BB gun years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a young guy, like 12 years old.
Right.
So with cases like that, or just people, like you said, music videos just popularized here in St. Louis, or just popularized around the nation as far as putting guns in music videos. Can they really use that against you, or just credit you as being a good Samaritan or just a good citizen?
Oh yeah, anything on the internet can be used against you. Now it has to be relevant, and it has to pass other tests. I mean, for instance, it can't be evidence necessarily of other conduct or other bad conduct or other crimes without establishing that it's being offered for something else, such as intent, lack of accident, knowledge, things of that nature. But that's called 404B evidence in the federal system. And there has to be a relevant standard, so it has to somehow be, add to the proof of the case.
Even like for like the lyrics.
Something, yeah. But anything on social media can be used against you if they can, they will.
Yeah. Even like as far as interviews, what we're doing now, I see a lot of cases.
It could be interviews, but I'm not saying anything. I wouldn't say any. It doesn't matter who's asking me. I'm gonna come up with the same answers. I don't change.
Coming to a close here, I guess, just out of curiosity, as someone who's wanted to become a lawyer, just out of curiosity, what's the most you ever made from a case?
The most I've ever made from a case. I do well.
So you do well?
I do well.
Good answer.
I work hard.
Yes, you do.
I work. I'm one of the hardest working lawyers around, and I'm paid for it. And I don't make any excuses about that.
Even like you got the local musicians putting your name in music and stuff like that.
I heard that. I haven't heard many songs.
Yeah, you got an actual song named after you.
Really?
Yes.
What's the name of it?
Sky Rosenblum.
There's a name of the song?
The name of the song.
Who sings it?
I can't think of the artist. I actually sing this song. It's an actual song, Sky Rosenblum.
I'll have to look it up. Is it good?
It's okay.
Just okay? Come on.
It's just good for, I guess, the genre, the style of rap that it is.
All right.
But me being older now,
yeah,
it's okay. If I was much younger, yeah. But it's Houdini Bucks. That's the guy. Houdini Bucks.
Let me see him. Houdini. Wow.
Do you have any last words on the last topic as far as musicians criminalizing themselves, or just people in general criminalizing themselves through social media or music?
I mean, I never like to be one to rein in valid expression or art, but they need to be wise that what they're saying or what they're doing or how they're portraying themselves ultimately can be used against them depending on where their life takes them. Shouldn't, but it does. But I mean, obviously, if you're a convicted felon and you're walking around with guns, that's going to draw attention.
Yeah, be conscious of what you're doing, man.
Right.
Let people know where they can find you in case they want to reach out to you and get you to represent them.
I'm the easiest man in town to find. Very easy. My cell phone has been the same cell phone number for, 25 years. Call my office, I'll give you my cell phone.
I find them on social media.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, man.